Hey everyone, and welcome back, or if you're new here, my name is Josh, and in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the Discover It Miles credit card. So I'll be going over the main features of this card, its pros as well as its drawbacks. So hopefully by the end of this video, you'll have a much better idea of whether or not this credit card is a good fit for you. But before we go ahead and dive into the main features of this card, if you wouldn't mind helping me out real quickly by just giving this video a like, that just helps out with the good old YouTube algorithm, and also consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. Plus, if you would like to receive up to $9,000 in free stocks, in a pinned comment below, I will be leaving a link to Webull. All you have to do is once you click on that link, it's just open up a free account and then deposit at least 1 penny. At that point, Webull will be sending you at least 3 free stocks worth, once again, all the way up to $9,000. Okay, so diving right into the main features of the Discover It Miles credit card. First off, we're going to be talking about how you can earn points with this card. So you will be earning 1.5 points unlimited per dollar spent on every single transaction. Once again, this is unlimited, so it doesn't matter whether you spend $1 every single year or whether you spend $10 million every single year. You will be earning 1.5 points per dollar spent on every single transaction across the board. And again, there are no special categories where you would earn more or less. So simplicity is the key with this card. Now on top of that, there is also a spend bonus, but unlike with other cards out there where you might have to spend, say, like $1,000 within the first 3 months, and in return you'll earn a fixed amount, say like $200 or $300, with this card, they actually match whatever you earn. So the spend bonus is actually unlimited in some sort of way. So for example, if you earn $1,000 in cash back at the end of your first year, Discover will match that and give you $1,000 in cash back in total. So you'll be earning $2,000 in cash back total, with Discover matching the $1,000 that you would be earning. And again, this would be unlimited. So whether you earn $1 in cash back after your first year or $1 million in cash back after your first year, Discover will match whatever you earn and send that amount back to you. So pretty much you're going to be earning 3 points per dollar spent for the first year alone, and then the second year moving forward, you'll be earning 1.5 points per dollar spent. Now, as far as redeeming your points, you will have a few different options out there. So you can redeem for cash back. You can also redeem for a statement credit. You can redeem your points for checkout at Amazon or PayPal. And then you can also redeem them for travel purchases like airfare, hotels, ride shares at gas stations, restaurants, and more. Now, as far as some other perks with this card go, starting out, you are going to have a promotional offer on balance transfers where you will have a 0% introductory APR on those balance transfers for the first 15 months. Now, what exactly is a balance transfer and how could this be advantageous? Well, pretty much, let's say, for example, you have another card, hypothetically speaking, like Capital One, and you have like a 10,000 balance or something super high where you're paying a lot of interest on that amount every single month. Well, you could, if it makes sense for you, transfer the balance from that card over to this card. That way you're no longer paying all that interest with the other card. And for the first 15 months with this Discover It Miles card, you'll have a 0% APR. So then if you're able to pay that off within the first 15-month period, you can save a lot of money on interest. However, of course, you'll definitely want to pay that off within 15 months because after the 15-month period, that interest rate will be going up, which we are going to be covering in just a moment. So now that we went over the main features of the Discover It Miles card, at this point, we're going to go ahead and dive into the APR and fees because, of course, this is also super important as well. And then we're going to go into the balance transfers further. So starting out, your purchase APR with this card is going to be anywhere between 17.24 to 28.24% based on your credit worthiness. With the balance transfers, like we mentioned just a moment ago, for the first 15 months, as long as you do so by April 10th of 2024, it has to be posted by April 10th of 2024. This could always change later down the line. They might actually push this back further, or it's possible they could keep it at April 10th. We'll have to wait and see on that. But after the first 15 months are up, you'll definitely want to make sure that that balance transfer balance is paid off in full, because if it's not, you'll once again be paying an interest on that balance, and your APR on that balance is going to be anywhere between 17.24 and all the way up to 28.24% based on your credit worthiness. Now, as far as cash advances go, on this channel, we usually recommend to stay far away from cash advances. This, of course, should not be considered financial advice, just my own personal reasons. Usually, you have a pretty high APR on them, plus a lot of fees as well. But if you do decide to do a cash advance with this card, just know that your APR on them is going to be a whopping 29.99%. Plus, you're going to be paying a lot of fees as well, which we are going to cover in just a moment. So as far as those fees go on the cash advances, the cash advance fee is either going to be $10 or 5% of the amount of each cash advance, whichever happens to be greater. So in the case that you do a cash advance of $300, in that case, there is going to be a fee of $15 plus, of course, the 29.99% interest. It's going to be $15 because, of course, 5% is going to be greater than the $10 in that case. Now, as far as the fees on the balance transfers go, if your balance transfer is posted by April 10th of 2024, which again, this date could get pushed back, the balance transfer fee is going to be 3%. And once again, if you do so by that date, you are going to have a 0% introductory APR for 15 months. And again, that date could certainly change, but if you do not do it by that date, the balance transfer fee is going to be pushed up to 5%. Now, on top of that, if you happen to pay late, for the first time, there's not going to be a fee. So that is going to be a pretty good thing because let's face it, we all make mistakes. We might pay late once or even twice, but for the first time at least, Discover is not going to issue a fee. Now, if you do happen to pay late a second time, they are going to issue a fee of up to $41. If you happen to slip up and pay late a second time, you could always try to call into Discover to see if they will waive that fee once again for a second time convenience. It's possible that they might. You might as well try, although there are no guarantees. Now, as far as a return payment goes, on return payments, there is going to also be a fee of up to $41 as well. Now, thankfully with this card, if you happen to travel internationally, you can feel free to do so with this card because there are no foreign transaction fees. That's definitely a plus as well, considering that other cards out there usually have a foreign transaction fee of right around 3%. And then with this card, you can keep it year to year without really thinking too much about it because there are no annual fees. This again is pretty advantageous because, for example, if it had like a $95 annual fee, every single year you'd have to sit back and evaluate whether or not you're getting enough perks with this card to offset that $95 annual fee and make that $95 annual fee worth paying, because once again, you don't have to worry about it because there are no annual fees. So now that we went over the main features of this card as well as the APR and fees, at this point in time, I'm going to go ahead and dive into what I would consider to be the best and worst things about this credit card. So we're going to start out with the good things. The first good thing, of course, is simplicity. You'll be earning 1.5 points per dollar spent. You really don't have to think too much about it. There are no special categories, so I guess you could consider that a good thing. The second good thing is the spend bonus, where after the first year, Discover will match whatever amount you earn. So if you earn $300 in cash back, Discover will match that and give you $300 in cash back in return. So that could be pretty solid as well. With this card, there's also no annual fees, so that's a perk as well. And there are no foreign transaction fees. So those are the good things. Now let's go ahead and dive into the bad things. The first bad thing, of course, is the fact that even though simplicity is key here, 1.5 miles per dollar spent, it's simple. Although 1.5 miles per dollar spent really is not all that good, because there are other credit cards out there that will give you 2 points per dollar spent or 2% cash back, like the Wells Fargo Active Cash credit card. That's going to be 2% cash back across the board. And this credit card also doesn't have like special categories. Like it would be nice, for example, if they had special categories where you might be able to earn 3 or 4 miles per dollar spent at like restaurants or gas stations. Instead, it's 1.5 miles per dollar spent across the board, which simplicity could be key here, but I also would list it as a drawback, considering that other credit cards out there offer 2 points per dollar spent and also have no annual fee or 2% cash back, like once again the Wells Fargo Active Cash credit card and the Citi Double Cash Back credit card. So just to sum things up here, for the first year loan, just because you are going to be earning 1.5 miles per dollar spent, and then you're also going to get the miles match at the end of your first year, that could potentially rack up quite a few points. So you're really going to be earning 3 miles per dollar spent for the first year loan. Now, as far as the second year moving forward, you could definitely do better with other credit cards out there, but for the first year, you're definitely going to do good for yourself. The second year moving forward, you might want to consider moving into other credit cards where you'll be earning at least 2 miles or 2% cash back. But that's all we have for today's review. I certainly hope that you enjoyed and found value out of it. If you did, again, I would greatly appreciate if you could give this video a like. Consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you in the next video.